Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another episode. Today I want to just go over some crazy numbers for you to just think about in regards to how expensive things become later in the game. And while the push to the 150 drone is certainly very, very expensive, later on it makes the 150 grind seem extremely cheap. And I'll show you that here in a second whenever we get to another drone from a VIP 18 account. And that is true with the Gorilla too. Every single one of these levels, after you first initially level this up to say level 10, which makes it level 2, it's kind of weird how the levels work. You get it to level 40 to get it to level 5. It's kind of weird how they did that. But anyways, every single time these little upgrades, there's little incremental upgrades, that become more and more expensive. And so by the time you get this to like level 60, working on level 70, you're talking like 200 of these universal shards per upgrade, which is like hundreds of dollars, which is just insane. And that's only one piece of the puzzle. Then you still have these training certificates here, and these become very, very expensive to upgrade too. For me, they're at 110. So I'm level 200. Every single group of 5, so you get level it up to from 210 to 214, and then the next one I need to get this up from 214 to 219. I have to spend 110 of these training certificates. It's similar to the drone. You know, you'll go through say 115, you get through those levels, and then from 16 to 20, all you're doing is using your battle data. Same thing here. You're doing that after you use your training certificates to get through this level. Then you're just using these training guidebooks to get through those next few levels before you have to use training certificates again. But the training certificates are like the gear parts for your drone. They become extremely expensive per upgrade the higher you get. So let's go talk about the price of this. Like I said, it's 110 for this upgrade. If I go to the shop here, it is going to cost me $5 for 30 training certificates. So if I need 110, all I bought, or I waited every day and bought this pack every day, then it would only cost me 20 bucks. But if we go to the weekly deal, the more you buy, if you were to try to buy it every day or try to buy it one level per day, you're going to spend somewhere around $40, $35 to $40. And then you can see here it's 180 for $50. So the value drops off the bigger the packs are, unfortunately. So the dailies are definitely the best value. And then if you come in here and you wanted to get 180 of them, you're spending $50. That's a lot less training certificates per dollar you spend. But eventually when I get my levels up to around that 300 mark, it's going to cost 180 per level. That's $50 per level, which is same thing with the drone. If you look at the drone and you look at the drone parts, it costs, where they put them? 150 for $50. It's kind of where I'm at right now per drone level. Same thing. Every little tick is going to cost me $50. Early on in the game, 150 drone parts, that gets you through a ton of levels. Same thing with the training certificates, 180 training certificates. You can get through the first, I think, what is it, like the first 10 levels on each of them, 10 to 15 levels of all. So early on, 150 would get you, or 180 would get you through many, many levels here, probably up to like level 20. You could probably get each one of these up to level 20 with that there. But now I'm using $50 to just get through one level. And then it gets worse. Just before you get to level 700, it is going to cost you 300 training certificates. That's $100 basically that you are spending to upgrade one level. And then you got to do this for all of these every single time. That's thousands and thousands of dollars just to get this thing leveled up a few times every day and every week. And this is a VIP 18 account. He is, I believe, top 15 currently in the game, and just shows you how expensive and how long this takes to upgrade. The Gorilla has been out for about 12 months now, and he's still only at 684, and there's so many more levels to go with this. To give you an idea, it's kind of like the drone. Where he's at right now would kind of be similar to maybe the 150 to 200 on the drone. He still has to go to the next level after that, which is the strategic pillar. And so that's going to be at 700, and 750 is the heart bond. And I believe this is going to be 800 Team Archer, 850, and then 900 is going to be the ultimate war leader or overlord. So just when you thought the drone was expensive, this gorilla is outrageously expensive. And Stickman has one of the highest gorillas in the game right now. He's even ahead of Justin, and that's because of where Justin is in the game. We got the gorilla a few weeks before Justin did, or almost a month before Justin did. So we do have more time as an advantage. I was going to see if I can get an updated battle report for maybe Mike Hawk or somebody like that has a really high total hero power that likely has a really high gorilla too, because they are slightly ahead of us in server time. So I wanted to see where if he's at 400 yet or not. And then speaking about the drone, here is the drone per level. So every single level, when you hit 150, you need to use drone parts. Every single level, every little incremental level upgrade uses drone parts. So it's not like the old levels where you got through, say, 115 and you use your drone parts, and then 116, 117, 118, 119, all you were doing was using battle data. No. All you're using going forward is battle data along with the drone parts. There's no way around it. You're always going to be using drone parts. And so every single level uses 700 drone parts. Every single level. So to get from 280 to 285, you're spending almost 20,000 drone parts. So let that sink in when you think about how crazy hard it is to get a level 300 drone, like only a few players in the game do, because it costs an insane amount of money to get 20,000 drone parts just to get through 5 levels. So going back to this page here, you can see you get the 150 for $50. You could buy this once a week. So you can only buy this once a week. That's it. So once you buy this, that's it. You can come in here, you can buy the daily packs, but you can only get 1 level per week essentially, which is just wild to think about. And that's $300 for 1 incremental increase, $300. That's not even a full level. That doesn't get them from 282 to 283. You're talking a fraction of an upgrade. But if you were to go back and look at the stats that this actually gives you, how much HP attack defense his drone is giving, and then the percent, so 26, 27, 26, almost 27 for the HP, those stats add up significantly over time. And then same thing with the gorilla, 25,000 attack for your heroes is a silly amount of attack. And to give you an idea, mine at 214 is going to give me right around 8,000 attack, and he's at 25,000. So yes, the higher you go, the more attack you're getting out of this, but it's going to cost you a crazy amount of money. And hey, if it's worth it to you, then fine. But I just wanted to give you guys an idea on the price of what these things cost, how much power you're getting from it. It's similar to decorations. You can dump a bunch of money into it. You can get really strong, but the return on investment, or like the dollar that you're spending for how much power you're getting out of it drops off significantly. You just have to dump so much money into it to see those returns back. And then same thing with the drone. You saw his drone. It had 15 million HP. Mine only has 4.5 million HP. And then my bone, basically 20% across the board, where his were at like 26%. That's an additional 6% for each one of these items here. That's a ton of HP attack and defense for your teams. But that's it for this episode, everybody. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.